Hey, Twitch rivals. Warzone tourney coming up. I'm sure you've got a bunch of casters in your back pocket. Would love to be considered. 20 plus tourneys under my belt. Got a modicum of people that would vouch for my skills, and I'd be happy to share my experience. Thanks. This is what I tweeted, okay? You guys came out of the woodwork on this tweet. 88 likes now. It's still moving. We've got a couple, a lot of people in the TikTok community, which I appreciate a ton. We got some competitive players in here. And then one of the biggest things that helped is right here. Frozone tags Cloud Fuel. Cloud Fuel is kind of like the esports community manager. He's the one that like makes those decisions on who's doing what for like things like Twitch rivals. And Frozone tagged him, and this is the tweet that he sent. And I sent this DM to him. Okay, I said, hey Cloud, made a tweet about this a bit ago. I know you all have plenty of casters in your back pocket for Twitch rivals and Warzone, but I'd love to throw my name into the hat as someone with a ton of experience casting Warzone. Specifically, casted 20 plus Warzone tournaments, prize pools of varying sizes from small $1,000 tournaments, $2,500 eFuse tourney with I Hold Shift, $11,000 Outbreak supplements tourney directed and casted by myself, and $50,000 Team Diverge tourney with Bonsai Bros. Would love to have a chance to represent Twitch in the Warzone space since it has been what I've been specializing in over a year. What I have specialized in over the last year or so. There are plenty more events I could run through in the $3,000 to $8,000 range as well, many of which were gigs and many of which I directed with my team. Okay, I have my editor in the process of making a reel, and I'm happy to send that as well. Thanks. Be happy to hop on Discord and answer any questions, Gojj. Okay, so this is something I wanted to talk about today. This DM is super important and was crafted in a very specific way. Okay, and I want to kind of break down this DM. So look, this DM is super important because what I think it does is it outlines a lot of my strengths while maintaining professionalism. And one of the things that I need everyone to understand when you are getting into this content creation space is that 90% of the people in this space don't take this like a full-time job. Like, they don't take it. What's the best way to say this?
A few moments later.
Be professional. I think that's all I can say. You can be crazy. You can be weird on stream. You can be this crazy lunatic guy. But when it comes to sponsors and when it comes to the next steps, when it comes to, hey, this is going to push my career, be professional. Because if you're not going to be taken as a professional and you're not going to be taken serious. The reason I tweeted it like this or DM'd him like this is because what I wanted to do is very simple. I wanted to make it as short as possible without being, without taking things out, right? I didn't want to do an absolute novel. I didn't want to list every single tournament I've ever done. I wanted to tell him exactly what I wanted. Love to throw my name into the hat as someone with a ton of experience casting Warzone specifically. Okay, I framed the whole conversation. Here's the experience part. It's a very small, simple paragraph. Casted 20 plus Warzone tournaments, prize pools of varying sizes from small. There's some small tournaments, $1,000 tournaments that we did in the past, sub tourneys. We did Schle's Venture Greens Nutrition tourney. Venture Greens Nutrition did another $1,000 tournament. Streamhouse did a $1,000 tournament, right? And then I went to the next step, and these are about providing reputable sources that theoretically Cloud Fuel could go DM and be like, yo, what'd you think about Gojj? I also made sure those sources were people that liked me. Luckily, I haven't really worked with somebody that was like, you did okay. So the next one was a big one. $2,500 is not that much in a prize pool, but it was with eFuse Official, who has a lot of clout in the tournament space, has put on a lot of really good tournaments. And I casted with somebody that also would vouch for me, somebody that is professional and already has a role in the CDL and has been casting for a long time. I Hold Shift does all the challenger stuff for CDL, so that's another source. And then broke it into another one, and this is kind of outlining kind of my plethora of abilities too. Like $11,000 Outbreak tourney is a big tourney numbers wise, but I also directed that one so that I obviously understand how these tournaments should be run while I'm also casting, right? So that's another one. Outbreak supplements is not like an amazing source, but it provided a little bit more experience and like kind of like I would say like another realm of something else that I want them to know with the way I'm writing that down. And then finally, also I added the $50,000 Team Diverge tourney with Bonsai Bros. Bonsai is a reputable source. He's an incredible caster, has casted with some very, very large names, played games with the largest of names, played poker and other games with Courage and some other people in that space. as well as I wanted him to know, hey, I've done tournaments this big. Twitch Rivals was $50,000 for Warzone. I've done a $50,000 tournament. You know, that type of pressure, that type of production, like I can handle that. And then finally here, thanks. Would be happy to hop on Discord and answer any questions as well. Gojj. In college, we learned how to write nice business emails. It's really simple. Do a introduction here, like a hello cloud or cloud, comma. I like to usually keep it like somewhere in between, a little bit more like personal, of like, hey cloud, right, rather than cloud, comma, so that it looks like I'm actually paying attention to this tweet and I'm not copy and pasting it somewhere. And then you also want to have like a little outro here. Thanks. Would be happy to hop on Discord to answer any questions as well. Gojj. Really simple. I'm talking about like the most basic way to communicate with people, but I think even just this DM is going to be more professional than any DM I've ever gotten about working with me or wanting me to represent something or like any of that stuff. And I think that's how you should be focused on not only this type of space, but also just the world in general. The more professional you are and the more consistent with your communication, that's certainly the option there. Question: would direct contact be better than Discord if we're going with professional? I like it. Okay, so here's the interesting thing about this world that I have learned very quickly. But no one reads emails in this world, like, at all. It's kind of insane. Like, when I was first doing these tournaments, I would reach out to players specifically. Huskers, Aiden, Super Evan, Frozone, you know, whoever, a Biffle. I mean, all these people that like are a part of a management group, I would send them emails. Do you know how many responses I got on those emails? I got one response. It was from Super Evan's manager. And he said, I will pass it along. And I never heard back. So in all reality, it's still 0, right? So in the gaming world, there's really two like main forms of communication that people actually use: DMs and Discord. Okay. Now that I am inside of this kind of like conversation and I've learned to like understand this space a little bit more, what I've realized is that those business emails are 99% of the time for sponsors. This is why I love Twitter DMs, because you have a whole like kind of backdrop for people to look into whether or not they want to respond or whether or not they think you're legit, right? Because I think one of the other really cool things about Twitter that's a little bit understated. Let's use somebody else for an example besides myself. T-Dog's a great example, right? If I get a DM from T-Dog and I didn't know who T-Dog was, right, and I click his name, boom, right here I can get a lot of things from his profile. He's got a nice little header, he's got a nice profile picture, he's obviously spent some money on it, he's got, you know, cool cross Jesus follower, I love that. He's a TikToker, that's awesome. Twitch partner for Carnage Clan, wow, that's a lot of kind of like professionalism kind of backing him. That's a lot of clout backing him. Powered by Gamer. Oh wow, he's sponsored by 2 very solid sponsors, which means he's got a lot of you know, probably pretty good following. And then here's something that I think is the most underrated piece of this whole Twitter bio thing right here. Who are they followed by? Right, followed by Asian Edits. My literal YouTube editor follows him. Min Dynasty, respect him a ton, and 62 other people. Okay, if T-Dog's DMing me, I'm gonna answer, right? I hope this is an interesting talk. I wanted to kind of like break this down a little bit and tell you kind of my thought processes in the background as you guys gamble your channel points away, because you guys are hilarious.